she contributed anything to the relationship.
I take it that case is completely settled now, which
It is settled. I did the last payment in July, and I'm now actually able to earn some money for my present wife. As I say, I like her. It's very nice to have a wife that you like. It's terribly reassuring.
You have absolutely no musical ability whatsoever.
Oh, less than that. Less than that. Mr. Higley threw me out of singing lessons when I was 10, and I had to go and do extra Greek. I remember, and I was always hopeless musically. But you're thinking of the show I did in New York?
Well, that's what makes this so odd for a person who is self-confessed sans musical ability.
Yes.
You, of course, naturally ended up for 8 months in a Broadway musical.
Yes, I did, and it was an extraordinary thing, and I will tell you exactly what happened. My agent rang me up and said, I was in New York, I'd been doing another show which had come off, and he said they want you to audition for a British musical called Half a Sixpence. And I said, oh, that's wonderful. I have to do that. I have to tell my grandchildren that I once auditioned for a Broadway musical. I thought it was the funniest thing. You know, it's like, so though they'd asked me to be an astronaut or something, I just thought, wonderful. And I went along to the auditions, and they gave me a few sheets of, you know, scenes to read, and I was playing an upper class twit. Well, I'd been trained how to do that, my English education, so that made them laugh, and they were very happy, and then they said, will you sing something? And I said, no. And they said, no, just sing anything. Sing it. I said, I can't sing anything. I can't remember any tunes. And they said, well, could you sing your national anthem? And I said, certainly. How does it go? And I sang it appallingly and went home and thought, this is just hilarious. Wait till my grandchildren hear this. The phone rang and they give me the part. And I was amazed by it. And rehearsal started about 4 days later. And when I got to rehearsal, I ran over to the musical director. The first thing I did, I went in early and I said, Stanley Lebowski, his name was. I said, Stanley, I told them at the audition I can't sing. And Stanley said, John, I've been on Broadway 40 years. Everybody can sing. Well, 10 minutes later, he changed his mind. So he learned the lines and mine. So, for 6 months, I went on stage at the Broadhurst Theatre and said, and towards the end, I had a rush of blood to the head one night. And I thought, I'm leaving the show now, and I want to be able to tell people that I once sang in a Broadway musical. So I started singing the main number, Half a Sixpence. Half a sixpence is better than half a penny. Is better than half. That night, as I left the dressing room, Stanley Lebowski was waiting. He'd been able to hear this pathetic noise, despite the fact there were 15 other people singing proper trailer. He just looked at me and said, Jan, are you singing? Which must be a wonderful thing to say to someone in a Broadway musical. And I said, only a little bit, Stanley. And he said, don't. I never sang again.
Now, do you listen to music? Do you enjoy music?
I do enjoy music, but I'm slightly strange. This is much less a part of my life than it is with most people. And I don't quite know why it is, because I find what I call tuneful classics, Beethoven and Tchaikovsky and that kind of thing. I find that a lot of the music very, very moving. And I'm very strange because I don't find that rock music affects me emotionally. It's like I can't figure out what the tune is, and I'm more or less untouched by it. But I love witty lyrics at the piano. I've just been working with Eric Idle, who writes very clever, funny, usually filthy lyrics. And I loved all the people like like what was his name? Harry Nilsson,
Right.
you know, Randy Newman.
Right.
And then earlier, anybody like Cole Porter or Noel Coward, anybody who had catchy tunes and lyrics, I absolutely adore. But a lot of the time, I don't get much out of modern music. And people say, well, don't you like music? And I said, no, it's not that. I do like music, but I find that silence sounds to me better than most music. And that's very surprising, but it's true.
I want to go back to when you were talking about feelings.